I'm back. And stuffing my face with banana bread, so... Had a more fruitful visit to the kitchen than I thought. I made the banana bread myself. And I made the custard myself too. Super happy. You know, I was going through all these like really fancy custard recipes, and then I was like, nah, these all seem like a lot of faff. I was like, and I don't have cream, so I was just like, what can I do? Just eggs, milk, sugar, corn flour, some vanilla maybe. You really don't need a lot of stuff. Num 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 num. It's good too. I approve. I do. And I'm not just saying that because I cooked it myself. Let's leave this place. Just ignore the dead guy. Okay.
It looks like someone found and moved Crash's body.
Huh. Never mind them.
It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.
Frantic day 4.
Hello?
It's me. I can't sleep.
Oh, me neither.
Can I...
Yes. Come.
The road was blocked, the truth was shunned, the white flag had been waved. Reverse would cost me all I had and everything I'd braved.
Are you okay, Gabriel?
Sure. Great. Why?
I'm worried about you.
If I were any better, Grace, I'd be dead. Now what's up?
You got another package this morning. Overnight from Germany.
I was expecting that. Where is it?
Well, it kind of came open, but I salvaged the contents. There was a letter from your great-uncle Wolfgang and a journal.
The package just came open, huh? How'd you like the journal?
Someone has to look after you. You're in trouble, in case you didn't know it.
Yeah, you've been reading my horoscope again, haven't you, Grace?
Just read the journal carefully, Gabriel. Please.
I got it. St. George's books. Oh, Professor Hartridge. I'm glad you called. Did you? Oh, you did. You did. Oh, wait. Slow down. The Agree. Really? You think that's them? A wheel within a wheel. Ogun Badagree, huh? Well, that does sound like it. Dambala, the snake. That's the wavy pattern at the bottom. Okay. The 1791 slave revolt in Santo Domingo? Well, why would the Veve show up there? Uh-huh. Okay. Look, I'll come over as soon as I can, okay? Relax, Professor. I'm excited too, but you're gonna give yourself a heart attack. Okay, thanks. See ya.
I wish you'd tell me what's going on. I swear you're gonna step into a hole you may never get out of.
Don't look so worried. No one knows what I'm doing. I'm perfectly safe, and I'm getting some great stuff for the book. Besides, there's something about all this. My dreams.
What about your dreams?
Oh, nothing. I'll be careful. I promise. Did you find out anything about that pattern I gave you?
Yeah, I did find something. I checked the microfiche at the public library. I found an article about a murder in 1810. The newspaper published part of a pattern found around the body. It looks damn close.
You're incredible. All that work.
Forget it.
Alright, just give me 1 sec, okay? 1 second. Okay, here we're good to go again. Newspaper.
Times dated June 22nd, 1993. Disgusted with the state of the voodoo murder case, Gabriel turns right to his horoscope. The shadow upon you is no longer reversible.
Wonderful. Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure, what?
Rada
Could you
drum.
research Rada drums for me?
Rada drums? Sure. I don't think we have any books on that topic in the shop, but I'll contact our suppliers. Assuming any of them will extend you any credit.
Tell them it's an emergency.
Uh-huh. I can see where a Rada drum book would be incredibly urgent. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Wolfgang's letter says,
Dear Gabriel, please
Here's
read
my
the
alarm.
enclosed journal carefully. It might help you understand your family's special obligations and our current predicament. God be with you. Uncle Wolfgang.
Gabriel reads through the pages Wolfgang marked. He reads of Gunter Ritter's journey to Charleston as a witch hunter, hired by the townsmen to solve a series of ritualistic murders. He reads about Gunter's meeting with the beautiful slave woman, Tetelo, and of Gunter's tormenting urges for her.
Paul bastard.
He reads of their physical union and passion, and of Gunter's investigation into the murders. The victims were all crew members on a certain slaving expedition to Africa, it seems. The second to the last entry describes Gunter's plan to set a trap for the coven committing the murders. He'd found a name on one of the surviving members of the crew, a man now living in the West Indies. Gunter has spread a false rumor that the man is returning to Charleston. He himself will impersonate a sailor and allow himself to fall into the hands of the coven. Naturally, Gunter has arranged for able-bodied assistants to follow and attack the coven before they can do him harm.
Ballsy son of a bitch, wasn't he?
Gabriel turns to the final entry of the journal.
Dear Father, I offer these final words as apology for the harm done to our sacred office. The woman I wrote of, Tetelo, was the witch I sought. I have committed terrible crimes. I love this witch, then used our sacred family power to free her and aid her in destroying this colony. The talisman is gone. Tetelo took it. I can but pray for the swift recovery of the talisman, and that my punishment in hell will be long and bitter, my undeserving son, Gunter. Right? Voodoo article.
The newspaper clipping describes a ritualistic murder in Congo Square. It includes a rough sketch of a pattern found around the body. The sketch is very similar to the reconstructed Veve.
Alright. I felt like I was about to do something else, but I can't remember what it was. There. Oh, I have to visit the, visit this guy. Ah.
Hey, Hartridge, what's the good word? Hartridge? Ah!
He's dead!
Oh God, not again.
Not again. I like to think this just happens to Gabriel all the time. Right.
It's an enormous stone head. Exotic fish lend even more color to the cluttered office. It's Hartridge's file cabinet. The filing cabinet is locked. That mask is quite hideous. The squatter grins maliciously at Gabriel. The carved stone head looks African and is very old.
Looks Easter Island.
The shelves behind Hartridge's desk are full of old books.
There must be something here about what Hartridge found out about that Veve. There must be something here about what Hartridge found out about that Veve.
I can draw! Oh my god, wait. Oh my god.
Hartridge's notes. This must be about the Veve.
Huh. Let's look at myself again.
Handsome, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Well, not really, but he thinks he is. And I am him, so...
A round pottery vessel hangs from the ceiling. Gabriel doesn't want to disturb Hartridge's treasures. An old globe sits atop Hartridge's file cabinet.
Anything else in here?
A wastebasket next to the desk is filled with crumpled paper. There's nothing of interest in the wastebasket. The visitor's chair looks unsteady and a little low to the ground.
He's looked better.
This is a crime scene. Gabriel wants to disturb it as little as possible.
I'm not touching that body.
Whatever Hartridge may have learned, he can't share it with Gabriel now. At least not vocally.
Well, I think we're good here.
Before leaving the university, Gabriel notifies campus security about Hartridge's body.
Dun, 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 dun.
3 nearly identical little girls are playing jump rope outside the station. There's something a little off about them.
Hey there, girls.
The little girls stare at Gabriel, but say nothing to him.
Little girls, the creepiest of all children.
Gabriel's double Dutch skills leave something to be desired.
Well, they've only got one roof, though.
Of all the things I could go to jail for,
Oh, Jesus
that is
Christ!
not going to be one.
What? Look! Wait! There's the touch symbol on the girls.
Of all the things I could go to jail for, That is not going to be one of them.
Jesus Christ, right. Mosley.
Hey, mostly.
Knight, I had a feeling you'd show up.
So Crash is dead, and this other guy's dead.
I have this. Take a look at these notes. They're from Professor Hartridge at Tulane University.
Yeah? What about him?
They confirm that the pattern for the murders is of African origin.
Really? That's incredible, isn't it? Something like that showing up here.
It's been here for quite some time, so it seems.
I'm impressed. Okay, you convinced me. The murders were done by a legitimate voodoo cult.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Crash is dead.
What? What are you talking about? I let him go yesterday.
Yeah, and I watched him die yesterday at St. Louis Cathedral.
At the cathedral? I guess he was trying to get a last-minute A-train ticket, huh? Poor bastard.
I think you should go find the body at the morgue. He was killed by the voodoo cult. Crash said...
Crash said? What, he mentioned pink elephants too?
Aren't you going to investigate?
Civilians. Did you actually see someone kill him?
No, actually I was with him when he died. Could have been poison, though.
Yeah, well, when they get the body in, they'll do a quick autopsy, standard procedure. If it's anything other than an overdose, I'll get a report.
There's been another murder. A professor at Tulane.
Oh, Christ. You're not gonna start this again.
Just listen. This guy's name is Hartridge. He was a professor in African Studies at Tulane. Well, yesterday I went to see him about the voodoo murders case. He agreed to do some research for me. He calls me up this morning, tells me he's on to something big, and when I get over there, the guy's dead.
You know, you're really getting your ass in a sling over this thing, Knight.
It's not about me. Look, Hartridge's death looked just like Crash's. I'm telling you, they were both murdered, and by the same people who did the voodoo murders.
Did either Crash or this new guy have their hearts ripped out?
No.
Then there's nothing to link either to the voodoo murders M.O. Besides that, the case is closed, Knight. If the coroner's report asks for a homicide investigation on either of these guys, fine. But it's not gonna be related to the voodoo murders case unless we find damn good reason to do so.
But I'm the link to the voodoo murders case. Don't you see?
Look, if I were you, I wouldn't repeat that to anyone. Because if I weren't an old friend of yours, I might take you seriously and lock you up. As it is, maybe you should start keeping your mouth shut and not involve other people with this shit if you think it's so dangerous.
Ooh. Reopen the case. What do I need?
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
I already told you. You still need to prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult.
Okay. This one?
This is a newspaper clipping about a murder committed in 1810. That murder is an exact match of the voodoo murders, right down to the marks around the bodies.
This does sound like the same M.O. 1810.
1810. They killed then, they're killing now. Isn't that proof that they're likely to kill again? Or that they are a threat?
Okay, they're a threat.
Okay, so I just need a lead then. Yeah. Well, let's go sort that out. And maybe I should save before I go there. Save game. We'll just save it like that because I can't remember. 179, whatever. Have I even been to the Moonbeam residence yet? I can go there now. Hello, Miss
Welcome,
Moonbeam.
Seeker. You must be the one Dr. John called me about.
I guess so. My name is...
Wait! Gabriel Knight.
You're too quick for me.
Actually, Dr. John told me. You have come to the right place, Mr. Knight. Tell me how I can help.
Let's have a look around. Ask the lower machine.
There's a chest in the corner that looks like a carnival machine. It's impolite to mess with other people's
One
stuff.
second.
Gabriel should wait until he's asked. Gabriel figures that many men have picked up things in Magentia's parlor, but he'd rather not. Gabriel figures that many men have picked up things in Magentia's parlor, but he'd rather not. The mask is made of carved wood and looks African. Gabriel figures that it's an old-fashioned parlor lamp hung with crystals.
Crystals, eh?
The shelf holds a variety of unusual objects. The kind of thing Gabriel refers to as junk. A large crystal ball is prominently displayed. It's not that easy to get a message from the crystal ball. Magentia's bottles probably contain secret ritual concoctions. It's a large cluster of quartz crystals. It's an old-fashioned parlor lamp.
Ah, it's just another lamp.
A large, sluggish snake rests on the floor of the fancy bird cage. Apparently, Magentia is not a fastidious housekeeper. A shed skin shares the cage with its original owner.
Should really get like a heat lamp or rocks or something.
Magentia's snake looks a little sickly, but Gabriel would still rather not stick his hand in the cage.
Missed anything? Ceiling.
The Moonbeam residence looks like a cross between a voodoo temple and a Victorian fortune teller's parlor, by way of Haight Street.
I think I'm good. Let me look at my chair.
A small blue chair sits to one side of the table. An overstuffed red chair from the last century dominates the center of the room.
Oh, I got to show you. Do you like my mask?
Do you know anything about animal masks?
Yes, but we don't use those anymore.
What do you make of this?
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magical symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No.
And how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks, tons.
That doesn't seem to work.
Okay, fine.
That doesn't work that way.
Okay, well, I guess her eyes don't work. Do you know the snake tattoo?
That doesn't work.
Okay. Do you like this bracelet?
Does this mean anything to you?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, but if you know where I can buy one.
Sorry, it would be rather hard to find one these days.
Oh, well, so be it.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Ah, the voodoo code. It is very secret, yes. I studied it with my mentor, the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Great. Can you tell me what it says?
I'm afraid I could never translate this code for an outsider such as yourself, Monsieur Knight.
Murder. I show everyone this.
Could you look at this and tell me if you recognize anything about it?
That's from those voodoo murders, isn't it? That has nothing to do with me.
I could have sworn she said more before. Do you like my sketches?
Gabriel can't see a way.
Oh, fine.
She's really not my type. Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils. You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Much of a voodooienne's work is protecting her clients from the spells of others. I make special protective gree-gree to be worn in secret. They keep evil spells from working against my clients.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
The recipes for voodoo charms have been handed down from master to apprentice for centuries.
Thanks.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know, quite deadly in the wrong hands. I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
That's nice.
Do you have any idea what Cabrice and Call means?
No, I don't.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh yes, she was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
I don't know anything about that.
Does Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I don't know anything about that.
Really? You don't know anything about, like, what's basically one of your gods? Fine.
Give me an example of Gree.
All right, here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match. A spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
What can you tell me about Nolans?
Nolans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
Tell me about the animal masks.
I saw them used once or twice when I was younger, but you don't see them much anymore. They're too close.
Too close to what?
Just bad karma.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
How did you get into this business?
I trained in the voodoo arts for many years with the great Queen Tabitha.
Really? Who's she?
You have never heard of her? For shame. I can see you know little of the world of magic.
1 second.
I'm beginning to get that impression, yes.
One second, everyone. My mom's not sure if the chicken is cooked. I will be right back. This is a sad looking roast, but there we go. Back to the game. Cool.
What kind of people come to see you?
Seekers after the truth, such as yourself.
Do you do anything else?
I'm a voodooian. That is plenty. It takes much spiritual effort.
How many voodooians are there?
No one knows exactly. Many practice in secret. There are probably hundreds. But of course, the level and the power of the voodooians differ greatly, depending on their training and natural gifts.
Tell me anything at all.
I haven't always lived in Nolans. I came here from Kansas as a young woman.
I can't think of anything.
Very well.
What's the significance of St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve. It is the greatest night of the voodoo year. There is always a traditional conclave on St. John's Eve. Most of our voodoo churches these days hold functions in the church hall. But in the old days, they had ceremonies out in the wild. They wore animal masks and had a huge bonfire and dancing. I used to go when I was an apprentice. Sometimes in the swamp, you know, Bayou St. John. Sometimes at the lake, Lake Pontchartrain.
About Grimwald.
What about her?
Where did you get Grimwald?
She belonged to a traveling reptile show. She was being terribly mistreated, so I offered to buy her. She's named after a spirit guide I had once. The spirit Grimwald was a very powerful female snake priestess in Egyptian times.
Grimwald doesn't sound Egyptian.
I only know what the spirits tell me, monsieur. I am sure they know better than we.
How did you learn how to handle Grimwald?
I told you, a great voodoo queen taught me. She learned from Marie Laveau herself.
Uh-huh. Fascinating. Would you consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
No, I couldn't do that. You might do some gree-gree of your own, no? One must be very careful with such things. Hair clippings, nail parings, and snake scales.
Are you sure you wouldn't consider giving me one of Grimwald's scales?
I told you, I couldn't do that.
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really? You would like to see me dance, perhaps?
That would be swell.
No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll give it my best shot.
Gabriel grabs the shed snake skin while Magenta is otherwise occupied. Magenta's movements are as liquid and sinuous as those of the snake.
There. Truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it. Could I ask you a few more questions?
Certainly.
Are you sure you can't translate this for me?
As I said, it's a very secret code.
Surely you can see I'm trying to learn as much as I can here. How am I supposed to become an insider if you won't help me?
That's true, I suppose. Perhaps if the Loa were to grant you their approval.
How do I get that?
By using my Ask the Loa machine.
A machine?
Yes. A spirit guided me to it years ago in an antique store. And its guidance has never faltered. I trust it implicitly.
I see.
The spirits often work in mysterious ways, Mr. Knight. If you aren't willing to ask...
No, I'll ask. Let's see here.
What do? I mean, do I need to get them all grey? Tetelo? Do I need to get it to say Tetelo? Puzzles. Does he need this to be an actual question? Oh, beg pardon. So it can't be Tetelo. I wonder what it is. 1 second. What's the name? Marie Laveau doesn't fit. Look. This is one of the new puzzles. So I think I need the bold letters. Trusted. Trusted.
Well done, Mr. Knight. You have earned the Loa's approval.
Wasn't I meant to press
Truly, it's an
start?
honor. Now, about that code.
Let me see. Well, some of it is nonsense, I'm afraid. Whoever wrote this wasn't very good.
That's all right. Just tell me what it says.
It starts with a D and J. Then... okay, this part makes sense. It says, Conclave tonight, bring... well, then there's more nonsense. F-W-E-T-K-A-S-H. The last bit might mean cash. Fresh cash? Doesn't make much sense.
That's okay. Thanks. DJ Conclave K-A-S-H. It's a start.
I'm happy I could help.
Any more questions?
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Certainly.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
I have told you all it is proper for you to know, Mr. Knight.
Tell me more about snakes.
Oh, I wouldn't want to give away my trade secrets.
Do you know anything about veves?
I don't know anything about that.
What can you tell me about Narlands?
It is a fascinating city with many dark secrets.
What can you tell me about Narlands?
It is my favorite place in the world.
It must be nice to be super psyched about where you live.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
It is the oldest, darkest heart of voodoo.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
There are some things it's better not to know about, Monsieur Knight.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Why, that has nothing to do with me and my clientele. But I can tell you that you should stay as far from it as possible. There is badness there. Very bad.
So you don't think the voodoo aspects of the case are
Pardon me
fake?
again.
Fake? Let me tell you about fake. If I get information through the grapevine and make use of it, is that fake? No. That is part of a voodooien's power. If people don't believe, there's not much I can do. But if they do believe, that is a part of my power too. But there are things, monsieur. Things not even a little bit fake, I can tell you. Believe it or not, but stay away from it.
Right.
What do you mean? Do you know something about the case?
I work hard on fine-tuning my spiritual antennae, Monsieur Knight. And I get a clear signal from that direction. Beware.
Do you know anything about a secret voodoo houndfall?
There are many voodoo churches in Narlands, no?
Yes, but have you heard of a secret voodoo houndfall?
Wherever did you hear such a ridiculous story? There is no such thing.
Have you ever heard the word Schottenjäger?
I don't know anything about that.
Tell me about yourself.
Yes? What would you like to hear?
Tell me anything at all.
I began studying voodoo more than 20 years ago. I'm well versed in the magical arts.
Tell me anything at all.
Many non-believers come to me. They are usually believers when they leave.
Tell me anything at all.
Dr. John sends me many seekers, such as yourself.
I can't think of anything.
Very well.
Give me an example of Gree-Gree.
Here's an old hoodoo, Dr. Gree-Gree. Place a dime under your client's tongue. If the client is under a spell of any kind, the dime will turn black.
I think I'm good to go.
Well, I guess I'll be going now.
As you wish. Do what you will. If it harm, though.
Sorry, her head.
Count on it.
Have to laugh at it.
Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from a gentle moonbeam snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scales from Lake Pontchartrain.
Okay. Let me have a look, see now. I think I saved, but I'll save again.
Why is it so dark in here? Dr. John? Hello? Uh-oh.
Murder! Oh, I'm meant to do things.
It's an
Use it.
You bastard!
Good day, Mr. Knight.
That thing just tried to kill me.
He did. I am sorry. The museum is closed today, you see. We were not expecting visitors. But if you will excuse me, Mr. Knight, I must go look for him. He is incredibly valuable.
You don't need to ask twice. I'm out of here. By the way, you might want to lock your door the next time you're closed.
Not a bad idea. Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
Achievement unlocked. Snake attack. I think I read Hartridge's notes, but I can't
Thank God Hartridge was a doodler.
Authentic.
using that on the...
Or just tell me what they meant, right? It's gonna...
Gabriel already copied the marks on...
Okay, look at
The wall doesn't work that... The wall doesn't work that way.
Then why is it an option?
The voodoo code message is still on the wall. Gabriel can't take anything from the tomb wall that way.
Ah.
Gabriel can't put his sketch back.
I mean, what am I meant to do then? Just...
Gabriel gazes at the translation of the code that Moonbeam gave him, pondering who wrote it and for whom it was meant.
Now can I compare it?
Gabriel can't put...
Oh,
Gabriel can't take...
brick? Use the brick.
Gabriel likes the idea of leaving marks on the tomb, but at the moment, He's not sure what to say or how to say it.
Ah! Alright.
Gabriel gazes at the translation of the code
Yeah, I
that
figure I'm
Moonbeam
gonna
gave
have to.
him, pondering who wrote it and for whom it was meant.
Got some more
What
research.
happened to you?
Who, me? Nothing. Why?
You're kind of a pale green color. Come here.
Pale green, you say? Charming.
What's that on your face?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Looks like a sparkly or something. Got it.
I love it when you pick stuff off my face, Grace.
Well, excuse me.
There's something in the ashtray. Gabriel can't see a way to use that.
Can I just compare?
That doesn't seem to work that way.
Really? Was that the ashtray?
That doesn't seem...
Magnifying glass? So fuss. Alright.
There's a snake scale in the ashtray. That doesn't work that way. That doesn't seem to work.
Okay, well, you can see it's like a match there, right?
The item in the ashtray...
Oh my god, now I have to get the tweezers.
Gabriel finds a snake scale in the ashtray. It's a souvenir from the museum's python.
Now I can compare them, right?
Gabriel magnifies the snake scale from the Voodoo Museum's python.
And now I can compare.
It's a snake scale from the Voodoo Museum's python.
Well, what? What? How do I...
It's a snake scale from...
Alright.
Gabriel is carrying a scale he found near the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain.
Is there like a compare button I'm missing, or what? You and you.
He places the two scales together. The two iridescent scales are a perfect match. Gabriel magnifies the two scales. Gabriel has matched the Lake Pontchartrain scale with the scale from the museum python.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
How do you feel about Nolans these days?
I'd rather be anywhere else in the world right now.
Go away, creepy man.
Get the hell out of here.
The figure outside does not respond.
I've got some things I need to do.
Good luck.
I forgot all about the creepy girls.
Hey, hey, hey.
Knight, come on in.
I have these two snake scales. One's from the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain. The other's from a snake in the Voodoo Museum on Ursulines and Charters.
Is this common? Do they all look alike?
Not at all. They're both constrictor scales and the coloring is the same. A python's coloring is quite individualistic.
A python?
That's right. Hardly an indigenous snake to Louisiana. Somehow, someway, the Voodoo Museum's python was at the scene of the Lake Pontchartrain murder.
Well, I'd call that a lead, all right. It definitely suggests certain lines of inquiry at the museum. Not bad work, Knight. Okay, I'll reopen the case. I hate to admit it, but you've done some pretty good detective work here, Knight.
Well, you know what they say. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Well, point taken. Glad I could inspire you. I'll check around the department, but I have a feeling I'm on my own. I'll be in touch. Meanwhile, you stay out of trouble. I mean it.
I'll try. Thanks, bud.
Now lay low and let me handle this.
Yeah, fine.
Alright. I'm actually going to stop here for the night. Well, not stop. I'm going to play Stardew Valley instead, I think. So, yeah. Calling it a night. Bye, everyone. Kisses.